Morning, Dowse.
Morning, David.
A very successful week. If you get 3 more points tomorrow, that would be 7 out of 9. Did you have a target for this little patch?
Exactly that, to be honest.
7 out of 9.
It may have been the biggest point on Saturday. Would have been very big if we won the next 2 games. Very big, and all that, you know. So it was always, to get that great finish by the kid again. To be honest, to get that, we said, okay, if we get the next win, the next 2, we'll put ourselves in a great position where we can, stay at the top of the table and not look down and look up a bit. So yeah, it was a bit like that. But the problem is, it'll be another tough game tomorrow against a good side, and fully expect a tough game. But was I pleased with last Saturday? Getting the point I was, because it stopped a bit of a rot, if you like, because we hadn't won for 2 league games, and you didn't want to make it 3-4, and we hadn't won for 3 games. So it's one of them where it stopped the rot. Was I that pleased against Dover? All right, not 5-1 pleased I wasn't, because I thought that we were sloppy. I thought we got away with it in the first half. I thought the defensive duties weren't very good. I thought the first goal was scandalous again, what we conceded. Then one where they hit the side netting as well. But the second half took care of itself. So yeah, I've got to be pleased where we are.
And last Saturday, the conditions were absolutely awful. Did that have, what sort of effect does that have on the game?
No, not really.
What does it make difficult and hard to do?
Well, the bottom line is sometimes you get your jelly legs because I think sometimes because of part-time things, other clubs adapt better conditions. But if it's like that, you sort of say, come on, what's against them? It's the same for both sides.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, in the first half, I knew we sort of said before the game, in the first half, I knew we'd be under the cosh a lot because the wind was going right before, because it usually goes across, then it was like right to this main stand. So we found it hard getting out. So for 44 minutes, even though it wasn't very pretty, I'm quite content thinking, just get a half time, because boom, with Casey and the fullbacks are trying to get out. Kevin, as I got told off about his name? Kevin. Okay, I'm glad I know my players. Kevin, because I keep calling him Kevin, but anyway, Kevin gets the ball and kicks it out. I played 5 or 6 times. It was only because the wind took it that way, because it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I said, what does it make?
So
crossing presumably is tricky.
Crossing's tricky, getting the ball out the areas here, so defensive clearances comes tricky. Can you clip the ball in the front? Becomes tricky. What comes tricky, their ball's in or at your 100 miles an hour because of wind. A lot of times we're going behind the goal, but it is. So I mean, your mind, I'm thinking, just stay in again, get behind it, just stay in it, hoping that one get him. 44th minute's a killer, absolute killer. But you're in head thinking, if we score early second half, we would. Max has missed the penalty, which he never does in pressure situations, so it's a one-off for him. And he's blinking. And I thought it was going to be one of them days when you see Josh Davison coming inside and scoring, which has been unbelievable. He's never scored his strong foot yet. It's ever been headers or his weaker foot. You know what I mean? Because he's right foot and he's come in. I fully expect him to score that. And you tend to think it's going to be one of them. But fair to the lads have come through it, and I thought it was a big point. I really did think it was a big point.
Yeah, you could argue that Josh Davison missed a much easier chance
100%.
than the one he scored.
And it's his first take, like you say, he scored 5 goals, has he? 5 in 6 games or whatever. And has ever been with his head on his weaker foot. For that goal on his weaker foot was an unbelievable finish, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's very powerful in the air, and he's doing a great job for it. And we've got until mid-January, end of January, something like that. He's got to keep on scoring goals if he wants to move, and hopefully we can help him get that.
Well, I was going to come to him later, but now you've started talking about it. Because I was going to say, is it a bit of a catch-22? Because the more he does well for us and keeps scoring goals, the higher up the table we go, but the more attention it brings on him. Can Charlton call him back to sell him?
Of course, if I was Charlton, I wouldn't. If he scores 15 goals and if I was Charlton, you would get him back and sell him, wouldn't you? Yeah. You know the rules. The rules were at the start of the season, that's how I had to go for the loan market. But I tend to think that our loans have been very good in the past, where we've sent players back in their first team. What that does do, people say, oh, big panic, oh dear, we can go again, and Charlton may have somebody else, or Oxford, because we do trust with down here, because I think we send players back in better nick. When we got him, Josh, I thought he was on the floor a bit. He was in there at 23, he's not getting a look in. I think we'll try to build him up. If we can build him up and set, what choices a club like this got? You know what I mean? Would I like to keep me in this season? Of course I would. If we are challenging the top 2 or 3, if we were, by the time we might say, come on, just stay here at the end of the season, get a move at the end. There's loads of talk to him do. He's happy here. Great lad, great kid. Trains well last night again. Our best player at the minute, and all that, and stuff. Doing ever so well. And, he's flying at the minute, to be fair. So, it is a catch-22, like all of them. A couple of times we've had the Oxford boys, but if you look at the loans, and Marnie Little scores the winner, what gets with promotion and things like that, the lads that come in, and Slavs and all that, the world, and Ben Dempsey, who under 23s football, which I could play in, but don't want to play, not to play league football. It's getting the right ones. And Johnny Gatz, our American lad, he's been excellent. He's been fantastic. Saying, listen, if you need to get some more in, it's just getting the right ones. I weren't bottling and trying to impress John by saying I've got 2 new players but he's been excellent. He said a good thing the other day. He said, he says, listen, don't worry about going down the table, because when I come in, I'll be from the club, and don't worry about going down the table, because if you did and you got relegated, that means we've got to win 2 leagues. It's good, but it gives you confidence in it as a manager. Yeah, I wouldn't stay anywhere if I got relegated, as you know. But the bottom line is, it gives you confidence to do so. He's very on it, and he's really enthusiastic to do well. So it's if he comes in January and we can keep the likes of him and people like that, and then hopefully we'll have a good kid. But it is like, listen, if he scores 15, 20 goals, he's going to get a move anywhere. So all we got to do is replace him with the same or better, which we have got a good reputation, I think, as a club of looking after our loan players and making them do better.
Sure. Subs. I think there was
perhaps
a little bit of popular opinion. You might have put subs on a bit quicker last Saturday.
Put them on spot on last Saturday.
Okay.
Spot on.
Not Matt Jobs a bit earlier?
He didn't come on.
Well, okay.
Alright. The lads be out all week, and I thought we were battering their goal. I thought it was only a matter of time before we equalised. I thought we were on top massively. Why want to put a sub on? We're on top massively. I put subs on a half time before. I've even put them on after 30 minutes before. Yeah. You got to get it right, and I get it wrong at times. We do, managers do, and they may do it a bit late, but I didn't do it last Saturday. I say, boys, if somebody's mentioned that, attack and cover us, because the bottom line is, Java hasn't trained all week. He's been injured. It was only going to be a matter if I need him, but the bottom line is, we're doing a great job here. Absolutely fantastic job. We've battered their goal for 30 minutes. We're on top. There's going to be one winner and all that, and stuff like that. So why want to make a sub for? You know what I mean?
Fair enough. You have had 2 or 3 games in recent times with no keeper on the bench, which is quite unusual for you. Unusual
for me, but I'm trying to go positive in anything I try to do. I'm trying to win games, that's what I do. I think a lot of people get a shock, especially the learning lads when they come, because I'm quite open, I would player. And when it's a draw, like I've done it against Aussie Kings Lynn, it's 2-1, and I put tops on and all that. I try to get the third instead of trying to see the game out, because I'm not. My teams aren't that great at seeing the games out because of all this attack. That's how we play. But I've always done the same, you know what I mean? Attack with the subs just so I can get this across. I know we've got to be careful on the time, because if not, we'll get the sack as well. Anyway, so it's I'll say you will. So it's one of them. But I get a call of somebody from the FA, and it's a scandalous for football. I would like to pull out the league if this happens. I would, where we're saying we should allow 5 subs to play. That's absolutely ridiculous, crap, twisted thinking. If I'm not going to say because I haven't done it yet. If you decide to do that, it's the biggest scandal ever. You're getting it'll be the top 6 clubs would want that, because top 6 clubs, not like us. We have got Jarvis out, we have got Blingin Block out, we've got Hall on loan, we've got Blingin we had, I'm just having a look on there, Napa, Goddard, and we've still got academy boys on the bench and things like that, trying to make a squad out. They want to give 5 playing subs because the top 4 could have people like who got $2,000 sitting in the bench. It's just going to benefit the top clubs. If they allow 5 subs, it's only going to benefit the top 6 clubs. And I heard a manager or somebody saying, I'll tell you what, I bet we're going to put academy lads on the bench. We've got to do it now with only putting 3 subs on. I bet we're doing it. So if you get away from it, it'll be one of them. If our top sides in our league, or any league, get away with playing 5 blinking subs and putting them all on, it's the biggest scam that's what's ever happened in non-league football. The biggest. And I'm not sitting here being little working or whatever. If you decide to do it next season, I'll still complain, but okay, rules are rules. To try to change it now, because poor all these little leggy, all these full-time sides are tired. In fact, tired. My lads have got to go to work all day and still play. Work all day on a Tuesday and still go down to do it on a Tuesday. And they get back at 1 o'clock in the morning to go to work again. So if these frigging idiots come along and say, let's have 5 players because the legs are tired, have a look at our injury situation. Well, I haven't complained about that. Have a look about our lads going to work every day and they want blinking time because the players are tired. What a load of cobbler. So if you make out the FA are scandalous, or the National League will be absolutely scandalous, because all they've done is listen to the top 9 clubs or whatever who can afford to put £1,000 players on the bench. It'll be absolutely twisted thinking.
Yeah, I completely agree. And they dress it up by saying that it's all about looking after the health of the players.
Health of players. If a top 9 or whatever who are better than us, I've got no complaints. There's some good managers up there and all. But if you want to come and spend a week with us, when our lads have got to go to work every single day and complain with tiredness, I'll tell you, have a look at yourselves as professional footballers.
Okay.
We have 2 days of recover. We have a Sunday off. Recovery sessions on a Monday. We have Wednesday off. Recovery session on a Thursday. What more time do we want off? Want to go to the beach?
Yeah. Let's turn to tomorrow.
Yeah.
you've said you were not quite so
No.
enthralled with Tuesday night's performance despite scoring 5 goals,
Yeah.
but it has to be said that's the second time Dover have conceded 5 at home this season, so
Yeah.
they're clearly
No,
have problems.
They have, I think even the Grimson's on furlough, but I think Arnie Hesseltine is a good manager. So if anybody comes out, I've got a lot of respect for Arnie because he's been there, seen it, done it, played at a higher level, but a lot better than I did. Great pro. I watched him a few. Great pro. Fight as a manager and all that, you know, something you wouldn't want to mess with and all that, you know, because that sort of, and I feel for, you know, because he's had a lot of cuts, whatever they've done. But I still think he's a top player. All his rings up after a game for a chat, good or bad. So I respect him massively. I thought we were on the back foot too early. We talked about what our weaknesses are, which happened straight away after 3 minutes when it could have happened again, and I just wasn't comfortable for whole night. Great win, attack and play fantastic. The goal, fits the goals, the headers great. The delivery, Casey bump header, got all that. But defensively as a group, I didn't think we were very good.
Okay. Well, the reason I mentioned it, having said let's talk about tomorrow, is because presumably that is a considerable confidence boost on top of coming back so late to snatch a point against Yeovil, or not snatch a point. That's not fair.
No, but I thought it was a fair result. You one of the fair result. I thought it was a
I
fair
think
result.
everybody thought so.
Aye. Well, no, but
So confidence must be high.
High,
for
of
tomorrow.
course, aye. But again, bringing them back down to earth, I haven't cracked it because it's like we want like our lads aren't like that anyway. But I'm not having this. Oh yeah, great, 5-1, best win for 20 years or whatever it is, and all that. When it wasn't. So we made sure on the training ground last night. We brought them back down and all that, you know, and stuff like that, and you know, and. So we and Nervy have got to work very hard to win games, and we've got to work very hard to be the good Barnet side. I'm looking at their team, that ain't bad. It hasn't gelled yet, but it ain't bad. So you know, some good players in that team. So we'll be at our very best if we're going to achieve anything, you know, and stuff like that. So and we will be, we'll be better. We'll you know, we're doing lose many games at home anyway. The home record's very good, and so we'll be better more. Look forward to the game, but against a good side. Also, you got to mention Ian Dyer hasn't been too well as well. He wasn't there on Tuesday. He had a little procedure. He'll be fine shortly, but you know, people say, oh yeah, we're joking, saying that we're going to make Matt Winter or the kit man assistant manager because we wouldn't without him. But people say that, but it would have just been better if Ian was there, and hopefully Ian will be here tomorrow, if not next week. So he's you know what I think of him. He's a fantastic coach, fantastic lad, and he's been massively part of my success where I've had our lads like Martin and Matt and all that, you know. So we wish Ian a speedy recovery. I'm sure he's lying in bed now recovering, but hopefully he can make them of it. If not, he'll be he's got 2 weeks to recover, you know.
Okay.
But I just got to mention one thing. Okay,
I was just going to say.
Okay, because I've been doing this gym. Okay, very kindly, Dave. I think he's related to Dave Curtis, Darren Jameson, and Steve. Not Kavanagh, it was Steve Kavanagh. I get it right, Steve, Big Steve, who I know, who are all the shot fans, but because of the love and care we give them, have turned around to be massive working fans. So thanks very much for the gear, and thanks very much to Darren and Steve for turning yourself around from supporting all the shot to come to support us. We look forward to seeing you on the terraces shortly, and thanks very much for changing colours. Cheers.
Brilliant. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.